Welcome to Airborne on staugustine.com and 88.5 FM. I'm your host, Matt Jeffs. We bring interesting people to you from around your world so you can stay dialed into your community and the folks that make it tick. Here on Airborne today, we have the PAC Prevention Coalition Director, Julia Kelly. Julia, welcome.
Thank you, Matt. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here as well. I'll ask you to come on to tell us about the PAC Prevention Coalition. PACT sounds like it's an acronym, and I think maybe we should start there. What does it stand for, and what is the PACT Prevention Coalition?
PACT is an acronym, and it stands for Prevent, Act, Change, Together. And what PACT is a community-wide anti-drug coalition working with primarily teens, but also we advocate for adults, trying to reduce substance abuse, whether it be alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, and various other drugs.
Well, you mentioned a coalition. Are there specific groups involved then that we would have heard of?
Oh, absolutely. The Sheriff's Department, the St. Johns County School District.
Heard of them.
Epic Community Services. We also have the Chamber of Commerce, United Way, just to name a few of them.
Why was PACT started?
Back in 2004, there was an existing council called the Prevention Council. And that year, a statewide survey was released that showed that our county ranked 13 in underage alcohol use.
13 out of
67 counties.
Good gracious.
Yeah. And that group decided that something proactive needed to be done, and they turned the Prevention Council into PAC Coalition to be more inclusive of a larger area, larger group of people actually.
Now, I remember your presentation at the Rotary Club of St. Augustine, and you were quick to make it clear that you're not prohibitionists.
Oh, absolutely. That is right. We are for the safe, legal, and responsible use of alcohol.
But the biggest concern, again, is when it gets into the hands of underage drinking and tragedy ensues. Is that correct?
Absolutely, because underage drinking is not safe. It's not legal, and it's irresponsible. The adolescent brain is not fully developed until age 25. So,
which explains my life. Now I have an excuse.
There you go. There you go. I hear that a lot. Yeah. A lot. But the part of the brain that hasn't developed yet is the frontal lobe, which is reasoning, decision making. And, we wonder why teens do just seemingly stupid things. Well, they're wired to do stupid things.
I guess it's meant to be an exploratory part of
Exactly.
life. My goodness, and that academic performance at such a crucial time in life when
Yes.
it can decide the fate of a life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And because underage drinking happens all through every strata in high school, you're going to see the low achievers and the high achievers engaging in this risky behavior. It's not discriminatory in any way.
And results can be subtle or dramatic, like you say, an auto accident, but also, again, we describe this time of life as being one when risks are taken, when exploration is taking place. Someone under the influence could make wrong decisions in terms of perhaps their sexuality and their personal relationships as well, and wind up with permanent consequences.
I'm really glad you brought that up, because that's one piece that a lot of people don't think of. When I'm talking to teens, I'll focus on the girls saying, look, if you're intoxicated, it's very easy for you to be taken advantage of, even though when you're sober, you're well aware of your circumstances. When you're intoxicated, you're not. And then I tell the males, look, if you're in a situation with a whole bunch of drunk people, you could be accused of something that you didn't do, and you have no way to defend yourself.
That's a good point.
And so there's so many reasons for people that age not to drink alcohol. The situations they put themselves in unknowingly are limitless.
Biggest fear for someone like me is, say I've got a good kid, and I do, and I know he makes a lot of the right decisions, but what if he were to climb in a car with some other kid behind the wheel who's been drinking? I mean, can PACT kind of help steer kids in the right direction or give them the right tools to manage situations like that?
Several of our partners do that type of thing.
Right.
They teach refusal skills. Well, one of the things PAC does a lot of is we talk to parents. The parents are still the people, whether they believe it or not, that have the greatest impact on their teenagers. And what we have found in doing focus groups with high school students, that over and over again, the teens said that their parents were the most influential force in their life. Even if they are telling you to bug off,
Right.
they need you to keep talking with them, not at them, but with them. And the more you know about their life, the better chance that if your son gets in a situation where the only ride home looks like his buddy who got intoxicated,
Right.
he knows he can call you and say, Dad, this is a bad situation, get me out of it.
How is PACT funded?
Our primary funding source is the federal government. We are work through a grant that's meant to support and sustain coalitions. We also receive state money and private donations and foundation money. So we're not a government agency. We're an independent 501c3, so we're a charitable organization. And the reason that we're independent is so that we can address every sector of the community and engage every sector of the community.
Fantastic. What specifically are PACT's goals?
Right, when you're talking about underage drinking, the 3 goals are very simple. We would like to increase the age when kids begin drinking. Right now in St. Johns County, the average age that kids start drinking is 13. So that's 6th and 7th graders.
My goodness.
Yes. The next thing we would like to do is increase the number of kids who choose not to drink. Right now, about 44% of high school students say they drink every month. Well, that means that we've got 56% who are making a good choice and not. And PACT wants to say, okay, what can we do to support these kids? And what are these kids doing that makes them not want to use alcohol, like that 44%? And the third thing is we'd like to reduce binge drinking. Binge drinking among males is 5 or more drinks in a row, and for females it's 4 or more drinks in a row, because females metabolize alcohol more slowly. And so no matter what, if you and I are having a drink and we have the same amount of alcohol, I'm going to be inebriated long before you will, just because of the way my metabolism works. Doesn't matter if I weigh more than you or I'm older or younger, it doesn't matter.
I didn't realize. Who else can join PACT?
Anybody who's a resident or works in St. Johns County. So it doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 100 years old.
You can be an individual or a group.
Exactly. And that's the piece that I want people to understand, is that if you individually care about this issue and you want to take action, then PACT is where you want to be, because we will.
Wow, amazing. How can people learn more?
Our website is a great start. It's got all kinds of resources on it, including our monthly newsletter, which is the Coalition Chronicle. They can see all the back issues in it. And our web address is www.pactprevention.org.
Excellent. Any email addresses or phone numbers or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Our phone number is 904-829-6261. And they can email us at info@pactprevention.org.
Julia, on behalf of all our viewers, I want to thank you for the work you take on for the community, especially this role in PACT. And I hope there may be a time in the future we can have you back on Airborne to tell us how things are progressing.
Awesome. I'd love that. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you. You've been Airborne with Matt Jeffs on 88.5 FM and staugustine.com. Stay tuned, tune in again, and we'll bring you interesting people from your world so you can stay dialed into your community and the folks who make it tick. See you next time.